Okay, so let's see. Desktop audio looking good. Mic audio looking. What's good, everybody? My fucking heavy dreamer out here. Okay, I'm gonna try this whole YouTube thing again. And I'm starting with the Banner Saga series. It's one of my favorite series. I haven't played Saga 3 yet, but I just beat 2. So, yeah, I'm gonna run through it one more time, and then my next paycheck, I'm gonna grab the Saga 3, you know what I mean? But just forget it. That's the entire game right there. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survive through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. Whole sun. Stop moving. Technically, the planet stopped moving. She's actually in. That's what's going on.
Að sjá dreggjan á ferli neðan vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Komið skjótt! Komið í höfnina miklu! Skist ég leyfa oss að syngja!
What's up, huh? About to catch some giant hands.
Verfið á braut! Engan eigi ég hlut að máli þessu!
Don't hit the red, so just... That's good. So around the same as my mic, so it's before. It's basically teaching the combat system, so if you step into that yellow square, you lose one of those star things. Target an enemy. Okay, so click on where you stand. Just make sure they're working. There, once again. Technical difficulties here. There it goes. Use my mouse for a bit. There we go. Just smack down. Oh yeah, it's called down. titles. Use 1 power. So we use 2 willpower here. 1, 2. And then we use this on his special ability. Okay. I feel like the controller thing is good. The first one. I might have to do. Let's just see. That's weird. There. Maybe it's just a tutorial. There you go. Okay.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Well, damn. You approach a very familiar man who walks in step with you, and you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Edict, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. What did you have in mind? Scoffings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure that they stay down. I was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. There's time left. In the OBRB Twilight Market tent. We'll go to market. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Covered canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches at you as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The scuffings chieftain bled out about an hour ago had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled out back into, nobody is going to try to kill you this time. See, I feel like the language is it's harder in the first game. I don't talk to you. They don't talk to me. This guy's usually very patient. Say nothing. Eric overturns his flimsy table, scattering adds a fragment of junk across the ground. God's edict, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the scalpings? Nobleman up by the east wall, but that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over you. You figure your bodyguard steps forward. Gunnar, are we done here? Gunnar, were you wearing green and black at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? That's a nice wire, great. Going off to themselves. Edict, that man who seems unreliable at best. The blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be scouting. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is in a meat hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would have loved to put a few of these skulls in the ground. Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to find him, and I'll meet you there. Sounded very Joe Pesci there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? Where is this place again? Yeah, I feel there's something out here. Yeah, just get our shit and go. You arrive in front of what must be an old woman. A few minutes later, Edic appears with a weathered, beaten man introduces Valgard. I'll point them out. Edic says over his shoulder, ready? Let's get it over with. Okay, go in, kick in the door. As you enter the hall, Edic is already at the head of the table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken, scoffing, scrambled to find their own weapons, turning tables and need signs in the process. Okay. It's gonna be a butchery. You put two shield masters together, just two guys with shields. To get a defense boost. And I think if you put him with another character, so if I put him to the side here, oh no, he doesn't get it. It's fine. Okay. Best way to play this is just to be patient. Oh shit. Did I miss the confirmation from the first game? Or the second game? This shows you how much they've improved. When we get into the second game, you'll see it's just much easier to play. Okay, so we're use one. Another one. Knock him out. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Let's rather do Gizmo Power. Nah. Yeah, actually, pretty much the same. Shoot. That right there is one of my favorite attack times in the game. As soon as I get a character that can use it, I will. Time to do the Tempest. There you go. Yeah, why not just knock him out? Ooh. My guy is almost dead. Just squeeze out. There you go. Everyone gets a boost. stuff for injuries in this game. The next fight you go into for your main character, they are much weaker. They just lose some stats depending on how badly they're injured. So if they're at 1 HP and then an enemy deals like 15 damage, they're gonna be out for a week. There's just there they are, guys, we down to wash off all this blood. Edic is looking out the hall's window onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. I believe that's another kingdom. One banner I know well, Wagner. Next for Varro kingship, last who spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. So see what I deal with all day long. Things make a little bit more sense. You hoped I'd have staked in it, saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrive. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. And ask for one more favor. Sure, what is it? If you happen to stall our guests at the docks, I won't object. Maybe I will. Edict on Valgard's hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Edict tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. Give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals at the docks. So I believe these are Varro and a human kingdom coming by. Wagner. A familiar Varro steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Gothheim, abundant in purpose. Godshoopen, we look ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is a Wagner, there must be a Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jordander demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Aberrang, in fact, and glad for it. Haken motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolfhead emblazoned on red, the king of men or someone on his behalf. The king's whoop. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Haken has it. I had almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Haken. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan together. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight. Where is Moger? Hakon have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off the tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of a boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years you think. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Haken, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke of highly of. So, let's go hang out with the homies. Don't want to be high maka, you know, Scrivener. You find Haken in a meat house surrounded by other Varro. Strand is no stranger to Varro, but rarely sees this many. Hakon moves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise, but this time. When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a yak's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon lets slip a little chuckle. Any Varro could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I am a glorified bodyguard. He might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varro, who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes. You're with Vognir? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back in Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might get to know each other. A Varro historian. Aha. Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality mostly. Vognir came to our capital in Arborong, and now we go to the Varro's capital in Grofheim to cement the grand alliance for the next age of men and Varro. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damn cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Okay, we're gonna take a break here because I need to charge my headphones. Maybe get something to eat. So I'm just gonna stop or pause it. I'm gonna pause it. I'll be right back. Okay. I am back, and hopefully that didn't cause anything weird to happen. Let's keep going. Let's see. Back in. Here we go. At dawn, you're woken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply levies. All there just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Edic had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vognir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mulgar steps forward, Vognir's quartermaster. If you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart, and yes, we are. We follow Mulgar and join the others. Usually, the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. And we're off. Yeah, it's actually a pretty beautiful sight. As we go, we usually get like random events, kind of like this. And you go through it, you can lose people here, you can gain supplies, lose supplies, etc. Caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogar, cracking open casks from our gracious friend, the governor of Strawn. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. We'll get fucking blasted. It's not often you get the chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening. The treasure cart is low, especially in the company, so you take advantage. Everybody's resting. You rise groggily, the campsite casualty of merriment. Mogar is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Groheim? Ha, we're only 2 days out of Strawn, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. This is the map of the world. You can explore by panning with the right stick and zooming in and out. Clicking it. So, let's go through this. The road map is covered with many locations. And hold much lower. You can explore the map at any time, selecting locations with LB or RB, or L and A for more information. Just go like that. Just select it. The Wandering Road. At the end of the First Great War, the Varl had more to contend with than mankind to the south. Above the Bradabak peaks, the lands crawl with furious, war-minded dreads. The first Varl king, Enar, led the entire Varl race across the snowy fields of the Wandering Road, sweeping away dredge as they went, before forming the first Varl kingdom of Ayendorf. So you basically just learn all of the lore in this game. I rarely use this in my first playthrough. I might use it more, but I'll save you guys from my bad reading. Let's keep moving. We head north, then east, past the forts. Groheim's far from Strawn. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Lulin. Why not take the ships of Skyrmir instead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skyrim instead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge prints, dredging glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin excels through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off, too. Ludin's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Verdvale, if we're lucky. Camp. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. A training tent will allow you to safely try out characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to go back to the road. Yeah, they didn't mention, I'm not sure if they have it in this version in the first game, but you can do like little scenario battles and it'll give you renown, which you can use to upgrade your Coctus. Turn the pain, return the favor. Okay. Those are our heroes. This rest for the day. Just for another day. Okay. I think it's just mock battle. Because I know in the second game you can get specialties. Training tent. The training tent allows you to test your party against a team of clansmen of equal power. Training fights never injure your allies or grant renown, but they do let you test your strategies and safety. The trainer will give you hints about playing effectively and has something to say about each ability. Come here to test out new characters as they join you. To end training, click on End Training or press Escape and select the Exit Training option. So let's just character. He doesn't have any. Okay. Wooden's a spear, so you can hit from 2 points away, I think. Come back. So we're going after the shield master. I'm gonna punish this guy. Bring in our Bulgar, which is one of my favorite characters. Here. Ooh. I think I was supposed to force him to attack me, I'm not sure. She's fine here. Ooh. I think this. Come in and then basically finish the job here. Rest. And that's it. Yeah, I love tactics games. I'm not too sure where to go with this channel right now, but...
Weatherfell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
We won't stop long. Definitely gonna play a lot of tactics games. By Hardbarg, that's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. But a couple days back sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boy's seen men up the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist the whole cow up by himself. Scalfings out there, maybe? Could they have Varl working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around and get the camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up the tents. We'll be here for no more than a day. There's a silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of faro, are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You think of squatting? I don't have room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up, hear that? Where's looting? It's faint. Sounds like fighting something else. He turns off at a run. So. Ooh, our first battle dread. Okay. So let's go here. Oh, okay. You see, I don't remember doing this. The waypoints, that's actually really nice. Okay. From here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor, damaging both strength and armor equally. This important. Ooh, you got fucking knocked. Okay. So we're gonna go straight forward. So 90%'s not too bad. I don't know if Emma can break armor. Or we use attacks or devastating or about attack, actually, man. Okay. We'll shield up here. Ooh. Start walking him around. So I'm hoping to get my bro here behind. Do his Tempest move, but it won't work if he dies beforehand. Nice, we got willpower. Around this guy, and then I might go down here actually. No, I didn't mean to do that. Crap. What's up, bitch? No, there he goes. Oh, he's alive. Look at that. Tornado. Defense. Yeah, should be good now. Yes, sir. The fool's like dying or something. Tempered by blood. He got motion. Gone off. Injured. Got a good amount of renown, I'm sure. Trying to get yourself looted? What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy? What kind of idiot? Break the armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them, they were just there. Hakon goes to where Vognir lies face down. The future of our king lies motionless, aside from a spreading pool of blood. Down! Vognir's dead. I forgot he dies in the beginning. So we're on to different main characters. Scary. Both ranged, so I'll play them with ranged fighters. First. So Oh, so far for that. Finish him off. Got 3 renown on that. Was that a dredge? Alette looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yacht spalted, it spilled most of your supplies. You can see more dark figures moving up through the trees when you glance at that direction. All that food. That's the last we're going to get before winter. What do we do? Don't run. Let me think. You think you can handle more of them? No, Dad, I mean, we're lucky to be alive, and that's okay. Let's go back. Okay. It's me talking out the side of my neck. Supplies. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people that are in the caravan, the faster supplies will diminish. You can see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. Most towns will have supplies to sell as well as a few items. No spoilers, but
I never expected to see the dredge with my own eyes. What happened in the north? Already we see more between the trees as we approach our home, and Alette grips my hand tight. We must find Ivor.
But these are my 2 favorite characters. Ivor. The enormous Varro in question towers over the men in the training field. He squints as you approach. Already back, Huntmaster? Thought you'd be tomorrow. Dredge everywhere. Dredge? How did they get through the Greyhorn? Must have broken through the fort. The fighters nearby have stopped sparring. They gather around you. Damn it, they'll be here soon if they're not ready. Already. You hear screams from the outskirts. People are running toward the Great Hall. Ivor turns to one of the older boys in his group of fighters. You go, take Alette to the Great Hall. Tell the chieftain what's happening. The rest of you gather up as many people as you can. Come on, Alette. No, wait. I want to help. Let them fight, Ivor. Why not invite some ghosts to join us too, like asking for dead kids? I want anything happen there. We'll have to deal with it sooner or later, Ivor. What now? Fuck. I joke, keep your shield up. We just hold them off until everyone's inside. Then we figure out what to do next. More shouts draw your attention to some houses atop a nearby hill. Okay. Just pretend that never happened. Yeah, let's go chase some houses. Sure enough, dredge are gathering in number. Fear threatens to bubble over into panic. How long do we need to keep this up, you ask? Ivor shakes his head unknowingly. That's a bad sign. Okay. begin. Start with a range attack. There's Shield Master. So got some armor in this. I'm gonna mark the prey. Ah, I was too close. Just finish him off. Fun. Let's chip away at this guy's armor. I don't know why they're going after that. Small fry. Spawn. Eat shit. This one break damage. It's a nice 1-on-1. Okay, that should do it. Combat can be unforgiving. Don't hesitate to change the difficulty of battle if it leaves you frustrated, or you can find yourself moving into a challenge. Use the option to change difficulty. Don't worry, you can change difficulty at any time, and it has no effect on the story or the choices you make. So, it gives you a masochist option. A black horde is forming at the tree line. Enough of this, says Ivor, glancing over his shoulder. We're going back. Then adds, I'm doing one more check of the houses around here, see if you can find anyone. Keep watch. As you turn to head back, a colossus appears around the side of a house. It silently looms over a let, its face an expressionless stony mass, more terrifying than any roar it may have produced. Time seems to slow as it pulls back its enormous mace. Shoot it with an arrow. As soon as though second nature, you knock an arrow. Ella is standing directly between you and the dredge, making the shot perilous at best. If you're off by a few inches, stop thinking and shoot the dredge. Let go. Second passes like an eternity. The arrow bounces off the judge's face, inches away from what you think is an eye. It recoils and turns upon a lead again. As he rushes aside, Ivor throws himself between them, catching the mace on his shield, and returns the favor, crushing the judge's head with his shield point. When the dust settles, you can see everyone is alright. Let's get out of here, says Ivor, as he goes to check the last few houses nearby. Rook, see if you can find any more survivors, and meet me in front of the hall. Okay, that was a lot. Let's buy some things. -2 aggro. Session with legend. Buy this. Should I be buying supplies? Yeah, good amount of food. Let's go to heroes, items, and let's start equipping people. 2 aggro. I would say give this to. Oh wait, we have to. Oh, I didn't. Ah, okay. Those will be for later, unless I'm so used to having already leveled characters from the second game. 331, so 1% can have items. Oh, of course. Throw that. Give it to her. Okay, so let's go. You find anyone? A few. Send them inside. Gods, this is bad. I'm out of practice, Rook. Look, as long as I've known you, you've always wormed your way out of talking about Dredge. This would be the time to start talking. I can tell you they rarely stop for rest. The sooner we leave, the better. They'll follow us until we're tripping over tired women and children. Then they'll attack. Even after we're wiped out, and they'll keep coming, trampling corpses in their wake. There is no end to them. How did anyone survive the Great Wars? Ask the Menders, I wasn't there. But I know you fought your fair share. Yeah, I've killed enough slag for one lifetime. That's why you're going to save us now. Don't lay that on me. Come on, let's get inside. Whew! Rook, thank the gods you made it. The Great Hall is an utter din. Filled as it is with dozens of terrified families. Don't stop worrying yet. I haven't. What in the depths is going on? Dredge milling around, ransacking houses. The chieftain's wife finds you, pushing through the crowd. They must know we're here. Why haven't they attacked? Don't know. I wouldn't expect it to last. I've made some decisions, but tell me straight. What would you do in my place? I'd have left by now. They're already outside the doors. Not so easily done. Rook? I trust Ivor. The chieftain sighs as deep and heavy breaths slumping. He looks years older. I imagine us fighting back and saving the town, but nonsense. Ivor's right, of course. We can't just wait to be slaughtered. Where do we go? If Dredge are coming down from the north, Frostvale. To the west, it's close and it has walls. I intend to be free of Skulker in one push, nobody left behind. I wouldn't. If they follow us, we're done. What do you suggest? Let me create a distraction, then go. I'll catch up on the road to Frostvale. Ivor's right, I'll help with the distraction. I didn't ask for advice just to ignore it. Promise you're not throwing away your lives on this. That was part of my plan, Ivor. Oh, and I'm coming with you. That catches you by surprise. The chieftain rubs his chin, but doesn't argue. From the training she's given of that, you've no doubt she can handle a bow. Fine, I'll get the townspeople ready. Make your move, Ivor. We'll leave when you're clear. I want Gil with us, says Ivor. If something happens to us, I need him to tell the chieftain. Ivor goes off to find him. I let Fan to you. I know what you're doing. You have to let me come, she says. Don't leave me. Please, I'll be good. Okay, just promise to listen. I promise, she says. Ivor soon finds you both. Let's go. Remember, we're not trying to fight them all. We're just getting their attention. You step into the town courtyard, where you already see Dredge in every direction. Ivor starts banging on his shield and swearing at them. We kill a few, he shouts, and the rest will follow. You steel yourself for a tough fight. Okay. Ready for battle. Oh! Oh, that's right, it goes through people. Oops. Turn back on here like, what the hell? What the hell are you doing? I'll drop it. I'll drop it. This recording should go. Oh boy. You really had to go after him, huh? So 2 HP? Ooh. Yeah. There we go. Situation handled. Watch this KO. I love this move. Pop. Done. That's it. You have no problem getting the Dredge to follow. Things begin to look dicey, but you're eventually able to lose them in thick woods, where they have difficulty keeping up. You climb to an overlook and wait for the caravan to appear. An hour later, Odalef is the first to spot them. There! She points to the road. As you rejoin them, you can see there was trouble. Some people wounded, others missing. A group has gathered at the rear of the caravan. Odalef walks beside a covered figure in the open wagon. Old fool, she says, through clenched teeth. I should have stayed with him. The chieftain's death hits you like a blow to the gut. You continue on to Frostfield in silence, Elet's hand firmly in your own. R.I.P. another potential main character. Pausing to catch your breath, you glance backward to see the caravan stretched out past the point of safety. You're spaced out so far you're unable to see those bringing up the rear. We've got to pull them together, says Ivor. It'd be dangerous to stop until at least the Godstone. The path should be just ahead. Really carry around with the speech. You make your way to the rear and with a small child on your shoulders. Fight for every step. Remember those who didn't make it and push onwards. The cause admits your effort and follows suit, pushing themselves harder. Godstone. The first of the game. Far enough for today, I think. After a day of misery, men and women drop their meager possessions beneath the Godstone of Herdvaldir. What are we doing? We just left our homes because someone knew they were Dredge. Chieftain did what I suggested, and look what we got for it. Look at these people. Somebody has to hold them together. That's you, Rook. But you're the Dredge killer. Yeah, overall. They want to listen to someone who looks like them. Good point. What about Olaf? Let her, if that's easier for you. What am I supposed to do anyway? Lie? Tell them everything's gonna be alright? God's work, I don't know. Pretend you know what you're doing. That's what the rest of us do. Thanks for the advice. Then do whatever you want. Let them fend for themselves if you can live with it. You humans are absurd, Rook. Furious when you're not in control, and terrified when you are. Pull it together. Great. Think of how I feel. I'm stuck with nursing a bunch of weaklings. You do care, I can tell. Feh. Men are a plague on the world, worse than any Dredge as far as I can tell. Just like this are why we go along so well, Ivor. You sleep poorly, the sun forever stuck to an eternally bright sky. Before the others rise, you find yourself staring over long, low hills covered in pine. The Godstone looms overhead, the massive eyes of Herdvaldir looking the same direction as you, inspect it. The weathered stone doesn't see many visitors. Not much reason to travel so far east. When hunters come through, they sometimes stop to give offerings. Out of habit, more than anything else now that the gods are dead. Herdvaldir was the god of hunters and of wild beasts, occasionally seen roaming the land as both man and wolf. He was always depicted in effigy, with his terrible spear. You wonder what he'd think about his woods being full of Dredge now. A young girl from the caravan approaches you. I made this for you, she says, handing you a screwed necklace carved from a branch she must have found nearby. Thank you for saving my mama, she says before running back to her tent. Back at your tent, you rouse Alette, who clings to your arm until she's completely awake. Bad dreams. Eventually, the camp is broken down, and it's time to move on to Frostfed. It feels like an end more than a start. I got an item. 30 right now, perfect. Can upgrade our units. Next time we set camp up. The caravan halts when a group of men appear on the trail, weapons at their feet. We've seen the Dredge in your wakes as one. We don't wish to meet them alone. If you'll let us join you, we'll show you a watering hole, enough animals to fill the supply wagons. An inherent fear of strangers raises mutters on the ground. From the caravan. What are you doing out here alone? We were hunting here for food when the Dredge found our village, was the man. When we return, he looks unable to finish. Okay. If it be no trouble, come along, you say. The men cautiously join your ranks and prove trustworthy. The hidden watering hole nearby is teeming with animals, and soon your supplies are nicely restocked. Nice. We got a week's worth. During a rest, one of the men got too drunk and ended up splashing mead in a warrior's face. A brawl erupts. Many thrown fists and a broken bone later. The instigator, Rafvisvatar, is tossed onto the ground at your feet, angry clansman looking for satisfaction. His personal defense is little more than drooling mumbles. Time up. You grab a rope from the supplies and make short work of the slot. A few onlookers throw scraps at him, but most just walk away with a laugh, at least content that some measure has been taken. I remember in my first playthrough, I kind of let it go, and he did something really bad, and I forget what. The caravan is visibly relieved to find a small village on the way to Frostvale, with beds and fresh supplies. The locals here are shocked by the news you bring up, and discuss it amongst themselves while you set up nearby. Okay. So before we go visit Gil, I think? Ego? We'll just call him Gil. Let's promote. Promotions are cheap right now. And then we can equip some level 2 items. Yeah, just do that. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I would actually give them points. I'm just gonna mark that up. Same with her. Firm and full. And then I wonder if that boosts his special attack, because it goes for armor directly. Then dodge strength would be perfect for him. And we're good. Let's talk to Eagle. How's the arm, Eagle? You find Eagle just outside the camp practicing his sword swings. I saw you taking some hard hits out there. Oh yeah, I'm great. Not great. Considering everything, I'm fine. My arm's fine. It's a strong shield. It's Rick, right? I know we haven't talked much before now, but if you want, just call me Gil. Okay, Gil. I wanted to let you know that I meant what I said before about making sure nothing happens to Alette. Protective Alette, huh? Well, I don't want her to get hurt. You can see his cheeks turn bright red. Don't worry, she can take care of herself too. I know, I didn't mean easy, Gil. I know what you meant. I never seen a shield like that. Yeah, I doubt there's many. My father made this. It's solid metal, really heavy. But I've been practicing with it since I was a kid. I used to spend a lot of time just getting used to lifting it. He raises it up to show you. I'm pretty good with it now. It's the only thing of my father's I have left. Then when my mother died, she gave it to me before she died. You think about what to say. Ivor seems to think you're pretty good. Did you say that? That's good. I'm trying. Never had to fight anything like Dredge before, but I don't have much else to do, and how many people get to train with a Varro? Just seems like I could be a help to someone. That's what I want to be. Okay, I'm heading back. Stay strong. I will. Oh, and if you need something, let me know. I can do something you need. Between you and Ivor, we're going to be okay, I can tell. I like it. Nobody's really hurt. I could use a morale boost. Just about 2 days. And let's look at the map, and then we're gonna do a little bit of map stuff, and then I'm gonna call it for this video. Let's learn about Frostvale. Frostvale, once sitting upon the bank of a wide lake, when the Nordfelling turned to a waste, the city of Frostvale became a tattered bastion blasted by the freezing winds that roll throughout the valley. Those who live here are still are not known for their hospitality. Skolger. The descendants of Sten, unable to cultivate good yields or find much fish in the frozen murk of Ba Harbor, nevertheless scratched out a living from the beasts of the forest, where they erected a stone to Herd Valdir, patron of the hunters. And then this is a road that we're not going on. Sten's March. Not content to stop in Stromod, a man named Sten hoped to find land as rich as Arberung along the new coast. Instead, he found bog. All the way up the coast he went, until ice covered the trees. This is far enough, said Sten, and he stopped in Skolger. Okay. Oh, he traveled far. And then we're going to Nordfelling Waste and Wormtoe, I believe. So let's just... Nordfelling Wastes. The Nordfelling felling were not always wastes. At one time, a lake sprawled for hundreds of miles until the land cracked beneath it, and the water drained over generations, leaving a featureless frozen desert. Within, curious explorers found the remains of the godstone Radormir and wondered how it got there. Wormtoe. Wormtoe. In the foothills of the Wormscale Mountains, the Varl created a small town beneath tall pines overlooking the Nordfelling wastes. Few come here, aside from those looking for seclusion. So we're headed in this direction here. And I'll end it on this. Sutherland. They had such high hopes for Sutherland, the new kingdom of man and Varro, they called it, rounding up anyone who yearned for land of their own. Whole clans and families took the caravans and banners to the untamed frontier. Then the Nordfelling lake disappeared. The trees withered beneath Arctic winds, and the crops would not grow. Alrighty, well, thank you so much if you stuck through this video. Yeah, it's been fun, and we're gonna do much more. So, yeah. Peace.